Okay, good morning, everyone. Did you read the questions that we had discussed in the last class, children? Any doubt? One question there, right? Assertion, nitrogen is less reactive than phosphorus. I told you to discuss that question in today's class, right? Do you remember? Assertion question, nitrogen is less reactive than phosphorus. And the reason is that nitrogen has more electron gain enthalpy than phosphorus. Do you remember? I think question number 40.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Here the assertion is right, reason is wrong. Here nitrogen has more bond enthalpy, not electron gain enthalpy. When we are comparing this nitrogen and phosphorus, phosphorus has more electron gain enthalpy. The reason is that in nitrogen there is triple bond, right? Just wait, children. Okay, this is the order. Nitrogen, then phosphorus, like that, isn't it? So here in the case of this nitrogen, triple bond exists between N2 molecule. Okay, triple bond exists between these two nitrogen. So there will be high bond enthalpy required. Bond enthalpy means the energy required to break the bond between these two nitrogen atoms. Okay, that's why it is less reactive than phosphorus. Clear? It is triple bond. It is an inert molecule. So high bond energy should be needed to break this bond between two nitrogen atoms. And their bond electron gain enthalpy is less than phosphorus. Okay. That's why the assertion is right, but the reason is wrong.
Ma'am, from in which page did we find this one?
Here from the textbook, right? Page number 175. Properties of dinitrogen. Here you can see that in second paragraph, dinitrogen is rather inert at room temperature because of high bond enthalpy of nitrogen-nitrogen triple bond.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So that's the answer for 40th question. 40. Clear? Then we have yeah.
Page 172 also is there, right? Nitrogen exists as diatomic molecule with triple bond,
Yes.
and its bond enthalpy is very high.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Same thing. So I think in the last class we have completed this assertion reasoning, right? Till which question number? 45, isn't it? What's the last question that we had discussed?
45.
45, right? Children, all of you, please switch on your videos. So in this period, we can revise the remaining questions from group 15 itself. And in the next period, we can discuss the questions related to group 60. Okay. So now we are moving to case-based questions. Is the screen visible for you? Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So question number 56. Who will read? Gauri, can you read question number 56?
Read the passage given below and answer the following questions. Molecular nitrogen N2 comprises about 78% by volume of Earth's atmosphere. It occurs as sodium nitrate NaNO3 and potassium nitrate KNO3 in Earth's crust. Since nitrates are very soluble in water, so these are not widespread in the Earth's crust. Nitrogen is also an important constituent of amino acids, proteins, and nucleic acids in plants and animals. Behavior of nitrogen is different from rest of the elements because of the following reasons. First one, smaller size, high ionization enthalpy, high electronegativity and absence of d orbital. Second one, it has a unique ability to form pp multiple bonds with itself and with small sized atoms like carbon and oxygen as they have small size and high electronegativity. Heavier elements of this group do not form p-pi bonds as their atomic orbitals are so large and diffuse that they cannot have effective overlapping. Thus, nitrogen exists as a diatomic molecule with a triple bond.
Okay.
Consequently, its bond enthalpy is very high. P, AS, and SB form only single bonds as PP, AS, and SB, SB due to high bond enthalpy and is much less reactive than P.
Phosphorus. Yeah.
Single nitrogen-nitrogen bond is weaker than single phosphorus-phosphorus bond due to high inter-electronic repulsion of the non-bonding electron owing to small bond length. As a result, the catenation tendency is weaker in nitrogen. Hence, nitrogen exists as gas while phosphorus exists as solid. Nitrogen cannot form d-pi-p-pi bond due to the absence of d orbitals, so it cannot expand its covalency beyond 4 as a heavier member can. Example R3p double bond oxygen or R3p double bond CH2. The following questions from 1 to 4 are multiple choice questions. Choose the most appropriate answer.
Okay. Actually, this paragraph, that's not useful to select the correct options from the remaining questions. But you have to read this paragraph. Sometimes there will be some clue regarding the questions based on this paragraph. Okay. So here you can see there is no mention about the melting point in this paragraph, right? But the first question is that the correct melting point order of hydrates of group 15 elements is NH3, it is greater than pH3, it is less than ASH3, then SPH3. Okay. B, NH3 is greater than pH3, it is greater than ASH3, it is greater than SPH3. Then the third one, NH3, it is less than pH3, it is less than ASH3, it is less than SPH3. And D, NH3 is less than pH3, it is greater than ASH3, it is greater than SPH3. So you have to find out the correct melting point order of hydrates of group 15 elements. So do you remember what's the order of melting point in group 15? Group
B.
15 children? Which one?
B. Option B.
Option B. That means melting point decreases in a group.
Melting point increases till
Melting-
arsenic.
Yeah, melting point increases in a group from top to bottom, right? Melting point increases from top to bottom. Isn't it?
Ma'am,
Yeah, Gauri.
in the textbook it is written it increases up to arsenic and decreases up to bismuth.
Can you tell me the page number?
172.
Yes, wait. Increases up to arsenic and then decreases up to bismuth. So, which option can we select from this 4? Yes. But that's the case of each element in group 15, right? When they are forming hydrates, there will be the slight variation. Here, the correct melting point of NH3, I will just write the value. Then you can tell me. It is 195.2. Okay. NH3, it is 195.2. Then pH3, it will be 139.5. Okay. Then ASH3, that is 156.7. Then SBH3, that is 185. This is the correct order, the correct melting point of each compounds. Then you can tell me which is the correct order. Here, which one has greater melting point?
NH3.
NH3, right? First one, NH3. Then what about second one?
That's the
SbH3, right? Then ASH3, PH3. So among these four, which is the correct option? It's a little bit difficult, right? Look at the first
Is it
option,
A?
children. Yeah, sure.
A.
Option A. Okay, option A is the correct one. Here you can see NH3 it is greater than PH3, but it is less than ASH3, it is less than SPH3. That means this ammonia has the maximum melting point, then it will move to SbH3, then ASH3, then PH3. So you have to read this options correctly. Otherwise, it will be very difficult to identify. Okay, here we learned that this melting point increases from top to bottom up to arsenic and then decreases up to bismuth, right? Increases up to arsenic, then decreases up to bismuth. That's in the case of pure element. Here, this is an example for hydrides. That means each element reacts with hydrogen to form hydrate. So it will be different. This melting point is mentioned in this reaction, children. Yeah, it's in your textbook, page number table 7.2, page number 173. The melting point values are given here. So you have to just go through these tables also. Clear? Page number 173. There is one table 7.2. Here the melting point of NH3, PH3, ASH3, SbH3 is mentioned. So based on these values, we have to find out the correct melting point order of hydrates. Okay. Then we are moving to the next question. Here there is one choice, either question number 1 or the next question. Consider the following reaction. NH4Cl plus A gives B plus 2H2O plus NaCl. In the above reaction, A and B respectively are option A, NaNO3, then N2. Option B, NaNO2, H2. Option C, NaNO2, N2. Then option D, none of this. So can you identify which chemical reaction is this? NH4Cl, it is combined with some other compound to form water molecule sodium chloride and one important compound. From the options, you will get the answer.
C.
It's the preparation of which molecule?
NaCl.
Dinitrogen.
Dinitrogen. It's a preparation of dinitrogen. So here the option, that means B will be always N2. Page number 174. Here you can see the reaction. It's the laboratory method of preparation of dinitrogen. So along with NH4Cl, which is the correct one? Tell me, children. NH4Cl plus NaNO2. Okay. NaNO2 at aqueous state. So option C. Okay. NH4Cl plus NaNO2 gives N2 plus 2H2O plus NaCl. So this is the laboratory method of preparation of dinitrogen. Page number 174. In the case of preparation of dinitrogen, the first reaction is this. So you can mark this reaction in the textbook also. Then next question. Have you completed? Children, please switch on your videos. Punya, can you read the second question?
Extra pure N2 can be obtained by heating.
Options. Unmute once again.
Ma'am, should I read the option?
Yeah.
NH3 with CuO,
Hmm.
NH4 NO3,
Hmm.
NH4 twice Cr2O7,
Hmm.
BaN3 twice.
Yeah. So extra pure N2 can be obtained by heating. You can tell me the answer. It's very simple. And I told you about very pure nitrogen can be obtained from a single product, single reactant. You can tell me which is the correct answer.
D.
D.
Yeah, option D, right? BaN3 twice. What's its name? This barium acid. Okay. Barium acid. Very pure form of nitrogen can be obtained by heating barium acid. Option D. That's also in the same page number 174. Have you completed all these questions? Shall I move to next page?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, you'll send in the evening, right? This
Yes, yes.
picture.
Sure. Only the questions. Achu? Right. Okay. Okay, so here the remaining questions. Question number 3. Okay. Michael, can you read question number 3? So it's clear, children? Michael,
Yeah. Read the passage given below and answer the following.
this one. Roman letter 3, dinitrogen.
Dinitrogen. A is a colorless, odorless, tasteless, and non-toxic gas.
Yeah.
B has a very low solubility in water. C is rather inert at room temperature, or D, all of the above.
All of the above. So these are the options about dinitrogen. Option A is a colorless, odorless, tasteless, and non-toxic gas. Option B has a very low solubility in water. Option C is rather inert at room temperature. Option D, all of the above. Dia, can you tell me the correct answer about dinitrogen?
All of the above.
Which one, Dia?
All of the above.
Very good. Option D. All these properties are belongs to this dinitrogen, right? Say colorless gas, odorless, tasteless, non-toxic, very low solubility in water, then it's rather inert at room temperature due to its nitrogen-nitrogen triple bond. Okay. So option D is the correct answer. Then in question number 4, give the products of the following reactions. Okay, give the product of the following reactions. 3 reactions are there. So you have to identify which one is the correct. First chemical reaction, lithium plus nitrogen on heating. Li plus N2 gives. Then second reaction, Mg plus N2 gives. Then third one, N2 plus H2 at 773 Kelvin. So what will be the correct answer for third chemical equation? Which will be the product?
D.
Two
I mean this third reaction, N2 plus H2 giving
minus three.
NH3, right? Okay. Then you can tell me Li plus N2. Which is the correct?
Li3N.
Yeah, Li3N. Okay. Then Mg plus N2?
Mg3N2.
Mg3N2. These all chemical reactions from your textbook itself. So option D is the correct answer. Textbook page number 175. Okay, 175. Here you can see the reaction lithium plus N2, lithium nitride, then Mg plus N2, magnesium nitride. Then the third one is nitrogen plus hydrogen, that is ammonia. Okay. So these are the questions based on the previous paragraph. Have you completed the questions, children? Vidur, finished?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Shall I move to next one? Next set of questions. Then the remaining question, 57, that based on group 16, that we can discuss in the next period. Okay. So I'm moving to the next question. Here the answers also given here. Just wait 1 minute. One minute, children.
Ma'am,
Yes.
in the previous question, like we have to balance it, right?
Which one?
Ma'am, you had written as Li(N)3, but in the textbook after balancing, we have 2 Li(N)3.
Yeah. You have to identify the product that's needed. Okay. If you have to balance the chemical equation in the question itself, you can select it from the option, right? If it is in the balance from in the option, you can select the balance one. Okay. Yeah. So here answers are also given. First question. Nitrogen is relatively inactive. This is clear, children? Is this image clear for you? Yes, right? Yeah. So first question, nitrogen is relatively inactive because it has small atomic radius, it has stable electronic configuration, it has very high dissociation enthalpy, it is diamagnetic in nature. So which is the correct answer that we already discussed? Nitrogen is relatively inactive or they are inert because what's the reason? It has very high dissociation enthalpy. Dissociation enthalpy means bond enthalpy itself. So high amount of energy required to break the bond between two nitrogen atoms. Okay. So option C is the correct answer. It has very high dissociation enthalpy. It is also known as bond enthalpy. It's the energy required to break the bond between nitrogen atoms. In the case of nitrogen, it is triple bond. So you can see so many questions from that part. Nitrogen, due to its triple bond, it is inert at room temperature. It does not involved in chemical reactions because high energy should be needed to break the bond between two nitrogen atoms. The explanation also given here, nitrogen has very high dissociation enthalpy because of triple bond between nitrogen atoms. Okay. This is clear about first question? Clear, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Anna, can you read the second question?
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm.
Which is least basic?
Hmm.
Option A, NF3, B, NCl3,
Hmm.
C, NBr3,
Hmm.
and Ni3.
Ni3. That's based on group 17 actually, but nitrogen is there in group 15. Okay, so it's a common question from group 15 or group 17. Which is least basic? NF3, NCl3, NBr3, Ni3. Here the correct answer is NF3, and here the explanation is given. Fluorine is the most electronegative element, and therefore the tendency of nitrogen atom to donate lone pair is least. Okay, it will act as a Lewis base. Fluorine, it is the most electronegative atom, so it has a tendency to accept electron, right? Therefore, the tendency of nitrogen atom to donate lone pair of electron is least. They have tendency to accept electron due to its high electronegativity or high electro gain enthalpy. Okay, high electronegativity, they have a tendency to withdraw electrons rather than donate lone pair of electrons. That's the reason. So option A, NF3, that's the correct answer. Sania, Aditya, Naurin, Aryan, Srihari, Evelyn, Nidhi, Nandana, Gayatri, Ashwin, Adul, Krishna, all of you please switch on your videos. Rijas, can you read the question number 3?
Laughing gas is prepared by heating
Hmm.
A, NH4Cl plus H2SO4,
Hmm.
B, NH4NO2,
Hmm.
C, NH4Cl plus NaNO3,
Hmm.
D, NaN3.
N3. What is actually laughing gas? Laughing gas is N2O. Okay, N2O, that is known as laughing gas. And here you have to select the method of preparation of this laughing gas. Here option C is the correct answer, NH4Cl plus NaNO3. Okay, NH4Cl plus NaNO3. And here the explanation is given. Laughing gas is N2O. It can be obtained by heating NH4NO3, which can be obtained by heating NH4Cl and NaNO3. So there will be two chemical reactions there. NH4Cl plus NaNO3 gives NH4NO3 plus NaCl. Then this NH4NO3 on heating, it will produces laughing gas, N2O plus 2H2O. So you have to remember the chemical formula of laughing gas is N2O. N2O.
Ma'am,
Actually, it's yeah, Achut.
is this there in the textbook?
Yeah, it's actually from this oxides of nitrogen. Okay, in the syllabus they are not mentioned this oxides of nitrogen, but the question is from this table 7.3, page number 177. Did you see that? First one. Okay, so you have to just go through this table also. Laughing gas, that is N2O. This prepared from NH4Cl plus NaNO3. It is converted to NH4NO3. Then on heating, this laughing gas will be produced. Page number 177, table 7.3, first one. That is N2O, laughing gas. Clear? Then question number 4, that's from phosphorus, but it is relating with nitrogen. So we can discuss this question. Question number 4. Vidur, can you read the question number 4?
Phosphorus forms five bonds due to sp3
Hmm.
dehybridization, but nitrogen does not form pentahalides due to
Options.
option A, small size of N atom,
Hmm.
option B, high ionization energy of N,
Hmm.
and C, absence of d orbitals in valence shell,
Hmm.
D, its tendency to form multiple bonds.
Okay. So here phosphorus forms 5 bonds due to sp3 dehybridization. What is the maximum covalency of nitrogen? Maximum
Four.
covalency 4, right? So it cannot make 5 bonds. Its maximum covalency is 4 due to the absence of d orbital. So which will be the reason here? Here you can see sp3 dehybridization for phosphorus, but nitrogen does not form pentahalides. So among this 4 option, what will be the reason? Small size of nitrogen atom, high ionization energy of nitrogen, absence of d orbital in valence shell, its tendency to form multiple bonds. Option C is the correct answer. Absence of d orbital in valence shell. Because this sp3 hybridization that is involved in this halide, pentahalide. If it is 5 bond, at least 5 orbital is needed. Okay. So as 1 s orbital, then 3 p orbital, d orbital, then total 5, right? In the case of nitrogen, maximum covalency is 4. D orbital is absent in nitrogen. Okay. This d orbital is absent in nitrogen. So option C is the correct answer. Then question number, yeah, tell me.
I didn't get that.
In the case of nitrogen, phosphorus, it's in the order like this in a group, right? So in the first period, there will be nitrogen. It has no d orbital. Okay. If there is 5 bonds, 5 orbital is needed. 5 bond, 5 orbital is needed. Okay. So which are the orbitals? Yes, 1s orbital, then 3p orbital. So total 4, right? Then 1d orbital. So total 5 orbitals is needed. In the case of nitrogen, this d orbital is absent. Only s and p is there. So it can maximum covalency of this nitrogen is 4. Can form tetrahalide but cannot form pentahalide. Clear? sp3d hybridization is there. sp3d. Okay, that's it. Yeah.
This one from the chemical properties.
This one. Just look at the reactivity towards halogens. In the case of nitrogen, you can see in the page number 174. In the case of nitrogen, only NF3 is known to be stable. Then yeah, in the beginning itself, page number 173. Nitrogen does not form pentahalide due to non-availability of d orbital in its valence shell. Page number 173. Did you get that? Last one, reactivity towards halogens. Should?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. Then question number 6. Sorry, question number 5. Gayatri, can you read question number 5?
Which of the following hybrids of group 15 has lowest boiling point?
Hmm.
A, NH3,
Hmm.
SVH3,
Hmm.
pH5,
pH3.
and pH3 and ASH3.
Okay. So these are the 4 options. Which of the following hydrates of group 15 has the lowest boiling point? That's also from the same table, table 7.2, page number 173. You can look at the boiling point values and tell me which of the following hydrate has the lowest boiling point. Which one? It's option C, pH3. That is known as phosphine. Okay. Look at the values. Boiling point of NH3, that is 238.5. Then phosphine, it is 185.5. ASH3, it is 210.6. SBH3, 254.6. BiH3, 290. So this phosphine has the least boiling point. Clear? Then question number 6. Aditya, can you read?
Pure nitrogen gas is obtained from option A NH3 plus NaNO2, option B NH4Cl plus NaNO2, option C NO2 plus Cu, option D NH4 twice Cr2O7.
O7. Here in this options, we have learned another method to obtain pure nitrogen, right? That is from barium acid. But in this option, that is not available. So from these 4 options, you have to select one method for obtaining pure nitrogen gas. So can you identify, children? Among these options, which is the method to prepare nitrogen? NH3 plus NaNO2 or NH4Cl plus NaNO2, then N2O plus Cu, NH4 twice Cr2O7. This one is one method to obtain nitrogen gas. This one is also another method. On decomposition of this ammonium chromate, nitrogen gas is obtained, right? So among these 4 options, these 2 are the methods to prepare nitrogen gas. Okay. And this one is option B is the answer, NH4Cl plus NaNO2. Okay. Treating an aqueous solution of ammonium chloride with sodium nitrate. Here the reason is that, read the next paragraph, small amount of NO and HNO3 are also formed in this reaction. These impurities can be removed by passing the gas through aqueous sulfuric acid. Okay, there will be some impurities formed during this reaction, but it is removed from this reaction. Okay. So the pure form, very pure form of nitrogen, it can be obtained from barium acid itself. If that option is not there, then the second chance for NH4Cl plus NaNO2. Because the impurities formed are removing during the process by passing the gas through sulfuric acid containing potassium dichromate. Okay. Gauri, is this clear?
Ma'am, what is the problem with option D?
Option D, pure form. Here, some impurities are formed in option B in the formation with NH4Cl and NaNO2. But we are removing that impurities by reacting with sulfuric acid. But in the case of ammonium chromate, there will be some impurities. There is no such method mentioned in the textbook to remove this impurities. Okay. So very pure nitrogen, it is from barium acid itself. Then the second one, that is for NH4Cl plus NaNO2. Can be obtained from this textbook itself. You look at the second chemical reaction, NH4 twice Cr2O7. Along with nitrogen, there is water molecule there, then Cr2O3 also there, right? So that will be considered as another impurity there in the chemical reaction. Okay, Gauri, clear? Then question number 7. Nandana, can you read question number 7?
The reaction of zinc with concentrated and dilute HNO3 respectively produces NO2 and N2O, NO and N2O, N2O and NO2, NO2 and NO2.
Yeah, the reaction of zinc with concentrated and dilute HNO3. So you have to look at the chemical reaction of nitric acid, HNO3, concentrated and dilute HNO3 with zinc. Page number 180. What will be the product obtained there? Top of this page, 180, you can see the reaction between zinc and dilute HNO3, concentrated HNO3. Which is the correct answer? Here the question is reaction of zinc with concentrated and dilute. First concentrated, then second one is dilute. So among these 4 options, which is the correct answer, children?
C.
Which one?
C.
Here, first one is concentrated, second is dilute. So, in the textbook, it's given dilute first, concentrated second. The question, concentrated first, dilute second. So, option
Option A.
A. Option A. NO2, then N2O. Okay. So, you have to read the question carefully.
Ma'am,
Reaction, yeah.
page number.
Page number 180, 180. Did you see the reaction? Zinc with dilute and concentrated HNO3. Achut? Got it, right? Okay.
Ma'am, what is the difference between dilute and concentrated?
Dilute means more amount of water is there. Okay. Concentrated means more amount of acid is there. Clear? Less amount of water, that is concentrated. More amount of water, that is dilute. Actually, this acid is produced in factories as concentrated, but we will make it diluted to use in laboratories to avoid such dangers. Sometimes dilute acid is needed for observing certain reactions, but in some reactions, concentrated is needed. Okay. So shall I move to next question, children? Have you completed this page? Okay. Question number 8. Sania, can you read question number 8? Sania, are you there? I can't hear you. I can't hear you. No. No. Naurin, can you read?
Which of the following statement is wrong? A, the stability of hydrides increases from NH3 to BiH3 in group 15 of the periodic table. B, nitrogen cannot form d-pi-p-pi bond. C, single nitrogen-nitrogen bond is weaker than the single phosphorus-phosphorus bond. D, concentrated HNO3 oxidizes I2 to HiO3.
Okay, so which of the following statement is wrong? The stability of hydrides increases from NH3 to BiH3 in group 15 of the periodic table. Actually, the stability of hydrides decreases from NH3 to BiH3. Then the second one, nitrogen cannot form d-pi-p-pi bond because it has no d orbital, so it cannot able to form d-pi-p-pi bond. Then question number C, option C, single NN bond is weaker than the single PP bond. In the case of nitrogen, nitrogen triple bond, it is a stronger bond and high bond enthalpy is needed. But in the case of nitrogen, nitrogen single bond, it is weaker than single phosphorus-phosphorus bond. Then option D, concentrated HNO3, it will oxidizes I2 to HiO3. So here the incorrect statement is option A. The stability of hydrides decreases from NH3 to BiH3 due to the increase in size of the central atom. When we are moving from the top to bottom in a group, their size will be increases. So due to their increase in size, their stability of hydrides will be decreases from NH3 to BiH3. Okay, did you copy this question?
No.
Along with that, you can tell me your attendance, okay? Aditya, present. Achut, present. Alvin. Alvin. Absent. Anna. Anna.
Yes.
Present.
ma'am.
Aryan.
Present, ma'am.
Ashwin.
Present, ma'am.
Adul. Dia.
Present, ma'am.
Donna.
Present, ma'am.
Evelyn.
Present, ma'am.
Gayatri, present. Gauri, present. Emmanuel, present. Krishna, present. Lydia.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Malavika, absent. Meenakshi. Mehak. Michael, present. Muhammad Adim. Nandana.
Present, ma'am.
Nevin.
Present, ma'am.
Nidhi, present.
Present, ma'am.
Nia. Naurin, present. Punya, present. Rijas, present. Sania, present. Sharon, present. Shivani. Srihari.
Present, ma'am.
Steffi. Steffi. Anthony. Vidur.
Present, ma'am.
Okay.
Present.
Okay, children. So we can discuss the remaining questions related to group 16 in the next class. Okay. Okay, then thank you all. See you in the next class. Bye.